everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. I'm excited today to talk about the 2023 Lund 2075 Tyee. We're going to do a walk around in this boat, but this is going to be the largest model in the Tyee family, where we've got the 1875, 1975, and 2075. The next boat beyond this would be the 2275 Baron, which is even the biggest boat in Lund's lineup that actually is bigger and deeper even than this boat. But a couple key focus points I want to point out on this Tyee. This is going to be kind of your luxury line from Lund that is going to be versatile, all right? So where the Pro V line is a little bit more fish oriented, the Tyee line is going to be a little bit deeper freeboard, a little bit deeper configuration, maybe a little bit more versatile for family use compared to the Pro V, but kind of give you that option, in that luxury elements with stainless steel, with vinyl wrap compartments, a bunch of other luxury features that are included. But first off, the height, you can see it on the trailer here. We're going to see a high freeboard depth on the cockpit here, but we also don't want to go too crazy deep because we still want to have access to the water. It's still a fishing boat. We want to be able to reach down and grab the fish or net a fish or whatever and make things easier as possible. So it is a very fishable boat. Some of the boats out there now that I've seen lately is that they're so crazy deep that it's great when you're riding in the boat, but when you're actually trying to fish, it's very difficult. So this is kind of the best of both worlds, where of course, just like any other Lund, I'm not going to get too in depth here, but we see the IPS 2 hull, which is Lund's most advanced hull configuration. Very, very deep bow. Kind of as we mellow out toward the transom area, the transom flattens out a little bit. We get a wide bottom chine width. As you can see here, the bottom's almost as wide as the top. Nice reverse chine, so the boat's very, very stable side to side. Because of the configuration, we also see lightning fast hole shots. Zero, we were out in the water earlier today on several different Lund models, and the speeds to go from 0 to 30, 0 to 40 are just crazy good, with very little bow rise that you normally find on most boats. So that IPS 2 hull configuration is just by far the most superior aluminum configuration on the market, and it's obviously featured here on the 2075 Tyee. Let's take a look inside. Okay, so we moved inside the cockpit of the 2075 Tyee. There's all kinds of little nooks and crannies when you look at this boat, between little lights, built in, and having like little compartments that you don't really know. There's all kinds of cool little storage areas. Having the vinyl wrap compartment on the side is pretty slick. So definitely some luxury feel and fit and finish to this boat. But at the core, we're still talking about a fishing boat, and just how big the size of this cockpit is. I mean, this is basically a 21-foot boat. It feels like it's 22 or 23 feet. So whether I sit in one of these rear jump seats, and literally have plenty of leg room to stretch my legs out, or whether I sit in one of the 4 seats here, there's plenty of seating for everybody. Easily 6 people behind the windshield plus an additional 2 in front of the windshield makes this boat very, very versatile, with plenty of space for not only fishing but family use as well. Nice big live well in the center. We want to create that cockpit size to be the biggest we can. So a couple things that Lund does, which I really like, is even though we do have a slightly smaller rear deck, all right, they do things like adding to the splash well additional space, and over on the other side we've got a boarding ladder that, when not being used, is actually just extending that rear deck. So even though this rear deck is a little bit smaller, compared to some style boats, it's definitely big enough to work, big enough to fish, especially when you consider the extra splash well space. I really like when the bimini top is in its storage position. There's a little top hider, they call it, that allows this bimini top to be stored away, out of the way if you are fishing, and it's not even in anywhere where you'd even almost step and get, it's in the way. So as you're walking throughout the boat, throughout the cockpit, it's not in anybody's way. You can fish with it, in the storage position on the floor, and you're fine and good to go. As we move up into the middle of the cockpit, Lund's known for having this very versatile setup here, where we've got a rod locker, rod storage, okay, and then underneath that rod storage you can actually see there's about a 4 or 5 inch lip there where you could slide a water ski in there. It's really a multi-function, multi-use storage locker, all right. Rather than having the storage locker built into the bow, now we're kind of creating a little bit of that bow rider style bow area where you kind of have a step up into the bow area. Other cool features we're going to talk about. This particular one, and this is optional, but it may be included on certain models, is the suspension driver's chair. where you actually have a little bit of suspension built in. There's a dial on here that you can adjust your weight, so the heavier you are, you can build more tension into the seat, which is really cool. And then again, a real convenient, easy to navigate, easy to use driver's area, you know, where I've got plenty of space. I've got my gauges, I've got plenty enough space for a huge graph here. My switchers are conveniently located. My throttle handle is conveniently located. You know, most of these boats are going to be equipped with the Mercury, anywhere between a 200 and 250 horsepower engine. I think most of the ones that we have mostly have a 250 horsepower, which is, I believe, the maximum horsepower on this boat. So you're going to get performance well into the 50s, maybe even touching, you know, upper 50s for the performance on this boat. Very, very versatile for family use, obviously for fishing. You know, we're talking about a real deep cockpit. I feel really secure in here, but at the same time, again, it's still accessible, fishable. The other thing I like about this boat, obviously this is going to be used a lot of times in rough water. And the windshield line, a lot of times there's boats, I'll see the windshield line will kind of hit me right at my eye level. You know, the windshield's well above the eye level here, so even as you get on plane, you know, you got good protection from the weather. Just a well-designed, you know, helm area overall. Okay, as we move over to the port side, Lund's known for having awesome glove boxes, so, you know, just a huge glove box area, which is great for your cell phones, your wallets, your purses. You can get quite a bit in there, which is nice. They also have this nice non-skid top sheet here where you can put some knickknacks and other things. Plenty of cup holders everywhere, both on the driver's side and the port side here. As we move up into the bow, we've got a nice big kind of a step here, but we also, you know, can put some tackle boxes in there, some, you know, quick maybe lines, you know, stuff like that, easy to get to as we move our way up to the bow. And then up in this bow area, basically we've got a nice little cooler storage port right here. Cooler's not in there, but there's a cooler that slides in real nicely into that area, which is kind of cool. We actually have a second live well on the bow. We've got a big storage compartment here. We've got storage for your trolling motor batteries in this, and then another storage compartment on the other side. And again, we're talking about having a nice compartment finished off with stainless steel latches, nice stainless steel grab handle all the way through. You can see their backrests. They're standard here on the Tyee, but there's also a cushion set you can get if you wanted to have this be a family area. There's cushions that fill in this whole top deck. So really, really well designed. You know, this boat being basically a 21-foot boat, you know, a lot of times, oh, the cockpit's so big, but, you know, maybe that shrinks the bow, but this bow is very, very usable, very user-friendly. So overall, just a great multi-use, you know, great for fishing, great for family as well in the 2075 Tyee. Thanks for checking out our video at BuckeyeSportsCenter.com. We really appreciate it. Check out our YouTube page and look at other Lund videos and other videos we have. We might have, you know, some of these videos, including this one, we might have a walk-around video on, or a walk-around in and on water video, so check those out. Thanks again for watching.